1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
Game 571, Cardinals at Phillies. Welcome back, baseball fans. 71-74 Carryover League. We got the final series in the postseason race to the pennant tournament to find the final playoff team. A series, a best-of-3 between the Cardinals and Phillies. A quick peek of the tournament match. Pirates, Houston. Pirates needed a 3-0. Pirates got the 3-0. They did it. They did the miracle. They got into the playoffs, waiting their fate to see if it's a wild card or a division. Cardinals' only path to the playoffs is winning the division. All they have to do is take 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. They win the division, go to the playoffs. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Phillies. Their season's over, and the Phillies are the wild card. Let's take a look at Game 1. Oh my goodness, folks. So, if you're wondering, Steve Carlton is unavailable till Game 3 because he pitched in their prior series win over the Pirates, believe it or not. The Cardinals got more rest as they beat up on the Mets. So it was Bob Gibson against Pat Dobson. Seems like a mismatch, but it wasn't, because the Phillies just pecked away at Gibson all day today. Get up. Bases let a walk, 1-0 Phillies. Bottom of the inning, big inning for the Cardinals. They load the bases. They get a sac fly and a 2-run triple by Dwayne Anderson, 3-1. But they keep knocking Gibson around. 2 hits in the second, they don't score. In the 4th inning, they do. Single, 2-run triple, Tony Taylor. RBI double, Tim McCarver. RBI single, Denny Doyle. 5-3 Phillies. Stays this way into the 7th. With 2 outs and a runner at second, Ted Simmons, RBI double, 5-4. They take Pat Dobson out. Max Garcia gets the final out of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 8th, Fred Gladding in there as a righty. Who gets righties out? Sudak is better against lefties, but in this particular case, he gets the homer chance on the Gladding card. We are tied. We go to the 9th. Bob Gibson has been relatively awful, and only through name recognition and Hall of Fame pedigree do we let him continue into the 9th. Strikes out Luzinski, a double by Darren Johnson. Fly ball by Callison with 2 outs, a single by Taylor, runner strands at third. McCarver walks, and I finally throw in the towel, as even he, Bob Gibson, has hit his point of weakness. Bases loaded and 2 outs in the 9th inning. Al Rabowski strikes out Larry Boa. By the way, Larry Boa turned 3 double plays in this game off his defense. So don't worry about that out. He's just invaluable to the Phillies. But in the bottom of the 9th, it is Fred Gladding against... He wants to pitch to the righty, Torrey, in this inning. McBride hits a fly ball to center field. Gary Maddox... It's not the mid-70s, it's the early 70s with his Giants card. He's a 3-13, not that good defensively. It's a 2-base error. Reggie Smith flies out. Well, Fred Gladding gets what he wants. He's a righty who dominates right-handed batters. And Joe Torre says, "Oh, really, do you?" 2-run walk-off homer for your 1971 MVP, Joe Torre, and might want to mention at this particular moment, Henry Aaron, Joe Torre, and if you saw the previous series, the Pirates are still alive. The big 3 in the 71 MVP race are currently all still alive in this league. As the Cardinals come back from a 5-3 deficit with runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, they walk off a 7-5 victory. They need 1 more win to win this division. Phillies need to win 2 games to get to the playoffs as a wild card, knocking out the Cardinals. Game 2 in Philadelphia. We are here in Philadelphia. It's going to be Sonny Siebert For the Cardinals, acquired in the offseason with Reggie Smith from Boston, 16-game winner in 71 with a 2.91 ERA, was in the All-Star game. That's how great that trade was. It was a lopsided affair, sending Rick Wise to the Red Sox. Siebert and Reggie Smith have been amazing for the Cardinals, turning them into, well, on the verge of a playoff team. And for the Phillies, Barry Lersch, 71, 3.79 ERA, can pitch on 3 days rest. And yeah, Barry Lersch. If you're wondering if the Phillies are playing with house money, they are. They're not that good. They'll get much better in the middle of the decade. They were the worst team in baseball a year ago, and they're on the verge of somehow coming back and sneaking into the playoffs, which would give them good playoff experience. They're almost like the Toronto Blue Jays of the National League. So that's what the Phillies need to accomplish. Game 2 at home. Let's get started. Leading off for the Cardinals, Lou Brock. 2-7's a base hit. He's want to steal against the zero-arm McCarver. He's going to be aggressive and try again. And he's going to be safe on an 11. Bate McBride. 112, first. He goes to third base for Reggie Smith. 3-11, ground ball to second. Will score a run. A little inside baseball in inning number 1. Cardinals have the lead. Joe Torre. 110, base hit. Ted Simmons, 2-7 is a base hit. Torrey stays to second for D. Wayne Anderson, hot-hitting shortstop, 67. But this is single one, line out the rest. Lersch gets out of it. Sonny Siebert, can he do what he's been doing all year for this new team, the Cardinals, and get this team to the playoffs? Mike Schmidt leads it off. 66 is a base hit. He is an ace stealer with a 74 card. Simmons has a -2 arm. He'll stay put for now. Down a run. Gary Maddox. 1-6. Let's take a look at the Maddox card. It was his fielding error in the 9th that helped the Cardinals win. But he's a heck of a card here in 73 with the Giants. 319. How do you let this guy slip away to the Phillies? That could be one of the most under-the-radar moves that transformed the 1970s. Gary Maddox leaving the Giants, ending up in Philadelphia. Oh, what a mistake for the Giants. 1-6, triple 1-10. That is a triple, and this game's tied. Luzinski with a runner at third. 2-8, grounds the short and scores that run. Phils come right back, they take the lead. Darren Johnson flies to right. Johnny Callison flies to right. Top of the second. It's Jose Ortiz DHing today. 66, second X. Doyle, a 2E14, makes the play. Bill Sadakis had a big homer in yesterday's game, 38 walks. Ted Sizemore, 54, third X. This is Schmidt, 2E26. That's a double play. Good defense and range for Schmidt. Bottom of 2. Tony Taylor, 48, it's K. McCarver, 46, walks. Boa, 2-7, pops to third, and with 2 outs. Doyle, 39, flies to right. Top of the third. Lou Brock, 39, second. McBride, 36. Let's take a look at the Bate McBride card. Full season in 74. 630 plate appearances, 309. Will improve against lefties. Eventually, he'll really start stroking off left-handed pitching. He doesn't quite do it now. Eventually, when he's with the Phillies, he'll do it as a right fielder for the World Series team in 80. 3-6, triple 1-7, doubles, a 2-base hit. Reggie Smith, 57, skies out. Joe Torre, 1-7, triple 1-5, base hit. RBI single for the MVP. We're tied at 2. Ted Simmons bounces out to the mound. Mike Schmidt, 5-10, catcher's card. 3E14 for Simmons. That's an error. More high-scoring series than the Houston one. Houston-Pittsburgh was low-scoring. We had a 7-5 game in Game 1. This is looking the same kind of way. Ace stealing Schmidt will be more aggressive in an attempt to steal. What do they have to lose? They shouldn't even be here. And he steals the base. Does not get the T rating. Gary Maddox. 3-6, single 1 out of 12. Gets it on the corners. Blazinski playing back up at holding. 48's a K. Playing back and holding for Darren Johnson. 46 is a single to center field. Does Maddox go coast to coast? Against the McBride arm, you darn tootin', he will try it, and he does. He makes it. 3-2 Phillies. Maddox ends up at third. Runners on the corners, playing back with 1 out for Johnny Callison. 5-11. This is short X. And oh boy, folks, there's a chasm in difference of defense. Boa 1E10, but the Cardinals have 4E34. Dwayne Anderson. And that is an error. It's getting ugly here. It is now 4-2 with runners at first and second with 1 out. Tony Taylor, 65, second C. Second and third for McCarver, 6-12. Bouncer back to the mound. Siebert has not been sharp today at all. It's 4-2 in the fourth. Dwayne Anderson, 1-5 center. Jose Ortiz, 37K. Bill Sadakis, 2-5, grounds to second. Boa, 111. Walks. Doyle's going to hit and run. They're playing with house money, like I said. And the hit and run, runner has to steal. He swings through it, and he steals a base. It's been that type of day for the Phillies. Doyle will now swing. 55, triple, 1-5 single. It's a base hit. And Siebert has vacated this start, it appears. He's pitched like doo-doo here in Philadelphia. Mike Schmidt, 68, flies to center. Maddox looking for his third hit. Sky's out. And Luzinski, 2-6, single 1-16. Gets it. 2 on, 2 outs for Darren Johnson. Bounce to third. It's a 5-2 lead. Phillies trying to stretch this out to a game 3 in St. Louis. Ted Sizemore, 57's a K. Lou Brock, 28 K. McBride, 68, single 1-6. Gets it. Got everything. He's been on twice. And Reggie Smith, 49. Off of Lurch, homer 1-14. It's gone. It's a 2-run homer for Reggie Smith. We got a 5-4 game. Not a lot of quality pitching in this series. Joe Torre, 38. Walked him. Now you got Ted Simmons trying to give the Cardinals a lead. He lines out. But they come back, it's 5-4. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Johnny Callison in the bottom of the 5th. 1-6 is a K. Tony Taylor, 48 is a K. McCarver, 67, flies to right. The Cardinals tend to go long with Gibson and Siebert, starter 9s and starter 8, and use the bullpen when you got Short and Spinks out there. So they're going to give a big leash to Siebert, and it turned out to be just a 1-run game. Into the 6th we go. Dwayne Anderson. Can the Cardinals come back twice against the Phillies? Dwayne Anderson, 310, single and a 1, lines out. Jose Ortiz, 47 is a K. Bill Sadakis, 33, bounces the first. Bottom of the 6th, Boa. Walked and stole a base and scored last time up. 2-4, rounds out. Doyle, 36, double on a 4 is a double for Denny Doyle, 2 for 3 today. Mike Schmidt, the top guys have been on like crazy. 4 out of 6 times they've reached. Mike Schmidt. 45 off of Siebert, pops out. And can they get Gary Maddox out? 110? No, they can't. Base hit to right field for Maddox. Boa's going to run. He's got great wheels, of course. He's a 16, 17, 18. Will take on the -4 armor, Reggie Smith. 14 or better, he scores. And the Phils get a 6-4 lead. And Gary Maddox will try a stolen base. He's out stealing on the 19. Very aggressive Phillies today. Down in the series, but with a 2-run lead here. In the 7th, Ted Sizemore. 38 grounds to short. We're not going to go long with Lurch. He's a starter 7. Lou Brock, 1-4, flies to right, but he's gotten the first 2 guys out. Bate McBride, 6-11, walks, and that will do it here. That's going to do it. 6 2/3 for Barry Lurch, the least accomplished of the Philly pitchers. And Reggie Smith's a tie run. If they have a pitcher who can get lefties out, they're going to use him, and it's going to be Jerry Johnson. So come on in here in the 7th. Jerry Johnson, 4-year Philly, for the Giants actually, was with the Phillies, then he went to the Giants in 71. 12-game winner, 2.97 ERA and 109 innings. Jerry Johnson. He comes in here in the 7th to face Reggie Smith, the tie run. He homered earlier as a ground out RBI. Looking for another 2-run homer to tie this thing is Reggie Smith, and here is the pitch. 68 off Johnson is single dot. You got runners on the corners for Joe Torre. We need to take a look at the card? Sure, why not? Here's your 1971 MVP. 363 hitter, 24 home runs, 137 RBIs, walk-off homer in game 1, 2 for 2 plus a walk today. They can't get him out. I'd say bring in Fred Gladding, but Gladding gave up the homer the previous outing. So try a different guy. Jerry Johnson will pitch to him. He'll continue. Here's the pitch to Joe Torre. 46 is a strikeout. They get him. Stretch time here in Philadelphia. We are enjoying the same old Struttin' LP by the Meters, a 1970 LP featuring Chicken Strut, the Wichita lineman. Yeah, great stuff. Ride your pony. Good stuff here. Meter Strut. No Sissy Strut on this one though. Unfortunately, that'd be nice. Great LP by the Meters. Okay. Bottom of the 7th. Siebert will continue. It's a 2-run game, but it'll stick around. It'll be Luzinski. He was at the plate when Maddox got thrown out stealing. Flies to right. Darren Johnson, 1-9. And that is a K. And with 2 outs, Johnny Callison, 69, pops out. All right, 8th inning for Jerry Johnson. He's got Simmons leading off. Lefty, righty, righty, lefty. With a 2-run lead. Joe Horner's the closer. We'll see if we can leave him in there a little longer. Ted Simmons. 3-6. Let's take a look at the Ted Simmons card. Not a lot you can do here. Switch hitter, has power both ways. 16 homers, a .303 average, and 72 for the Cardinals. 3-6. Homer 1 to 13. Does not connect. It's a double. So, Homer 1 to 14 against lefties, 1 to 13 against righties. Moot points, a double. And now you got Dwayne Anderson and then Jose Ortiz. Final batter for Johnson will be Dwayne Anderson. Here we go. 3-11, bounces to short. Jose Ortiz. Doesn't have power, so Johnson will continue to him. 32, pops to short. That gives him... You don't want to bring in Joe Horner against Sudakas. He crushes lefties. So Johnson will pitch to Sudakas here as a tie run with 2 outs. 59, bounces to second base. Johnson, nice inning in the 3rd. 8th inning for Siebert. They're going to go... I got some lefties at the bottom here. They're going to go Steve Barber. Switch to him here in the 8th. Because, frankly, Sonny Siebert has not been very good today. Barber's a nice little lefty who gets lefties out. He was actually an Angel in 72. With a 2.02 ERA. 58 innings. Nice little card for Steve Barber. Tony Taylor leads off in the bottom of the 8th. 68, flies to right. McCarver will leave as the pinch hitter. Bob Boone will come in. This is 73 Bob Boone, a .261 hitter with 10 home runs. Doesn't have the great throwing arm yet. It is a full season for him though. And Doesn't have power against lefties, but he's a pretty good hitter. Bob Boone, 47 off Barber. His single one is 6. Cannot get it. With 2 outs, it's Boa. 49's a walk. Boa will try a steal. He gets the steal. The T rating, he doesn't get. So he's on second base for Denny Doyle, who is in there for his defense. Left-handed bat. Barber's good against lefties. He'll pitch to him, though. He's 2 for 3 today. Chance to get an insurance run here. Denny Doyle. 6-10 off Barber. This is going to be center X. You got Bake McBride, a 2E4 in center field. 2E4. It's a double off the McBride defense. Critical blunder there. Future Philly, present Cardinal, Bake McBride blows that one. And now with 2 outs, it's Schmidt. We'll get this guy out of there. We'll go Al Santorini to face the righty Schmidt, as he kills lefties, as you can imagine. Pitch to Schmidt, 49. That's still a single. Single to center field. These Phillies, I tell you folks, Doyle's going to run. Denny Doyle, let's see, he's a 14, 15, 16, plus 2 arm makes it an 18, gets the 18. It's been that type of season for the Phils. They're a tough out, folks. Gary Maddox, 210, short. 8-4 game in the 9th. Joe Horner will come in anyway, as this game looks like it's headed back to Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Joe Horner, the Philly closer, 4-5 with a .97 ERA. Ted Sizemore, 45, triple 1-7, space hit. Lou Brock, 47, single 1-9, can't get it. McBride, 35 is a K, and Reggie Smith, 36 is a walk. And Torrey's up, but he's not the tie run. 2-8, grounds to short. There's your ball game. 8-4, pretty easy for the Phillies in front of the home fans to get a series tying victory. So it's tied, a game apiece. We're going to pause this now, and at the end of the video we're going to give you the results of game 3 of this series. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time. Welcome back, baseball fans. We've got a bonus baseball for you. Let me just quickly flash up the box for game 2 that we played. The Phillies winning 8-4. Not what the Cardinals wanted. They wanted to finish it off, even if they had to go on the road to do it, because they don't like the matchup in game 3. Lefty's back in game 3, and the Cardinals don't have one of their big 2 available. It's Chris Short, the lefty, or Scipio Spinks, the righty. So, with a choice, they decided that they'd rather start Short, the lefty, put Spinks in the bullpen as a righty, because they already have 2 lefties in the bullpen. You don't need 3. You got Al Rabowski and Steve Barber. So Short gets the start with Spinks and Chuck Taylor available in the bullpen against lefty. By the way, Chris Short is a former Philly. Chris Short, for the Phillies, in 71, was 7-14, 173 innings. So this is not what the Cardinals wanted. They did not want to have to go against lefty, their former player, in a deciding game. And here we are, folks. The last 3 innings of the deciding game. I picked it up here for you. Chris Short, single, walk, 2-run homer after caught stealing. 2-0 in the first inning. Second inning, single, double, single, single, goodbye. He's pulled after an inning and 4 batters, the lefty. So that didn't work. Didn't completely destroy the Cardinals' chances. Scipio Spinks comes on in the second inning. Has pitched 5 innings, giving up just 1 run. So the Phillies have 5. And lefty's been just, well, kind of ordinary here. 2 hits in the third, a solo shot by Simmons in the fourth. They got a hit and a walk, but a strikeout to Tyson ended the threat. Their best chance for the Cardinals was the 5th. Loading the bases with 2 outs, Ted Simmons pops out. Then suddenly Ted Sizemore hits a 2-run home run off of Carlton in the 6th inning. And the score is Phillies 5, Cardinals 3 in the top of the 7th inning. Carlton has not been sharp, but as you saw in Game 1, we went a long distance with beat-up Bob Gibson. So, yeah, we're going to go long with Carlton. You're going to have to knock him out to go to the playoffs, St. Louis. Top of the 7th, pitching change, Chuck Taylor will continue for the Cardinals, the 3rd pitcher. He was an Expo in 74 with a 2.17 ERA in 108 innings. Excellent pitcher. Chuck Taylor. In here in the top of the 7th, it'll be Tony Taylor. 110, grounds are short. Terry Harmon, 32, pops the 2nd. And Larry Boa, who has turned a couple double plays today, also doubled, scored a run and walked. 1-9, there's a base hit. And Bob Boone, 310, pops the 2nd. If you're wondering about stealing bases, the bartender has taken the Phillies car keys. Once you get thrown out twice in a game for the road team, you don't steal anymore. I'll let the home team have it 3 times. That's one of the home field advantages. There's a whole bunch that I build into the game. Stretch time in St. Louis of a 5-3 affair. We're listening to Marlena Shaw's 1969 LP, The Spice of Life. The Cardinals could use some spice right now. If they have any chance against Carlton, there's a starter 9, of course. Bottom of the 7th, it'll be Jose Ortiz. 56 is a K. Joe Torre's 1 for 3 today. 311, flies to left. And Bill Sidakis. 4-5 off of lefty is 1-1 base hit. And you will bring the tie run up in the presence of Simmons, who homered earlier. Ted Simmons a chance to be a hero here and tie this thing. Here's the pitch to Ted Simmons. 1-9. And again, the Cardinals pop to second base. They've had opportunities. It looked grim earlier. Then they get these opportunities, and they're still right in this thing as we go to the 8th inning. Can't afford any more damage, though. No more runs. Top of the Philly lineup. And boy, these Phillies, it doesn't matter who's on the mound. They beat the Pirates 3-2 in the 2nd round of this tournament. They beat the Mets in the 1st round of this tournament. And they're having their way pretty much with the Cardinals in this 3rd and final round of the tournament. This young Philly team is ready to go. At least the offense certainly is. Mike Schmidt leading it off. 1-4, flies left. Gary Maddox, 1-7, that's double 1-3, base hit. He's stuck at first for Lazinski. 56 is a K, and with 2 outs. Darren Johnson. 66, pops to short. Here we go, bottom of the 8th, 5-3 affair. Any defense to help Mr. Carlton? Oh, yeah, there is. There will be some defense. So, Johnny Callison's going to come in for Lazinski here. And he'll play right field, and Foster will move into left field. Also, Denny Doyle will come in and play second base for Terry Harmon. Bringing that defense. So now you can't blame, lefty can't blame his defense here if he fails against his former team, the Cardinals. 6 outs to get. Reggie Smith leading off in the bottom of the 8th. 110 is a base hit. And another tie run, it's Don Hahn. 47 off of lefty. Here he goes. Single 1-2-9. And of course, he rolls a 10 and just misses it to torment the Cardinals some more. Mike Tyson. 49, that's a walk. And look out, folks. Now you can beat lefty with a big swing. And Sizemore had exactly that in the 6th inning. Let's take a look at the card. Ted Sizemore only had 2 home runs in 480 plate appearances. 1 on each side. So they gave him homer chances on 210 on each side. And he hit the 1. Needs to do it again here. 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Stay away from a ground ball to Larry Boa. That's been the elixir for the Phillies. 47, we saw the single chance. 1-9. Got it this time, and hello. Here we go, folks. Buckle up. Lefty's in trouble. And the fans are going nuts here. Didn't like his comments leaving Bush for his new team. And Gibson put 19 men on base in Game 1, and lefty has put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Cardinals on base in 8 innings. And he's still out there, folks. The Philly manager, I don't know, Danny Ozark, I don't know who's out there. He's got like an anchor that prevents him from leaving the dugout. Carlton's just standing out there, sweating. Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the lineup, Lou Brock. Probably not the type of guy to hit in a double play, you would think. With the bases loaded, tie run in scoring position. Here's the pitch to Lou Brock. 39, and as soon as I say it, it's a fielder's choice. He legs out what would have been a double play ball. Ground ball first B on his card, and it's a 1-run game. Scoring Reggie Smith. Runners are on the corners. No need for Brock to get thrown out stealing with a tie run at third. And your batter is Jose Ortiz. Let's take a look at this guy. He's a Cub in 71 with a .295 average as a pinch hitter. And Cardinals got him to play against platoon with Bate McBride in center field. McBride is on the bench against the tough Carlton. Big moment here for Ortiz with a tie run at third in a 5-4 game. Here is the pitch. 2-5. It's a ground ball to short. We go to the 9th. Lefty's still out there. He'll go and pitch the 9th inning. Chuck Taylor's 3rd inning of relief. He will continue. Try to keep this a 1-run game. This decision to start Chris Short could be the only failure for what has otherwise been a brilliant season for these Cardinals. And yeah, that could be their ultimate undoing right there. Anyway, 5-4 in the 9th. It's Roy Foster. 56 is a K. Tony Taylor. 111 flies to center. And Denny Doyle. 2-7 is a base hit. And here is Mr. Boa having a nice day. 2 for 3 plus a walk. Boa 1-6 is a grounder. Not a grounder. It's a fly ball to right field. Phillies obviously tighten up. Have not scored since the 4th inning. And giving up runs, and they're pretty nervous out there. They're a young team, and they're relying on Carlton, on reputation alone, to finish this thing. If you're wondering, their closer is Joe Horner, but he's also left-handed. He's not going to be any better than lefty. And if you win 27 games in 1972, you're going to have to win games like this, I'm thinking. I'll go through the stat line again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 men on base, and 4 runs allowed. That's what we have. And in the bottom of the 9th, leading off in what could be the final at-bat with his 1971 card. I guess I got to flash it up there again, folks. Joe Torre. This could be it. Could very well be the final swing with this brilliant card of 1971, and he could be, of those big 3 MVP guys, with Aaron and McCovey, Aaron and Stargell, could be the first guy to be eliminated in this season. The pitch to Joe Torre. 37 is a single chance. It's single 1-6. He cannot get it. He rolls a 16. Tough break for Torre there. Now you got the dangerous Bill Sadakis. Let's take a look at this. If you have any chance, you can't ask for more than this, folks. Bill Sadakis, 1973 card with the Rangers, 15 homers and 235 at-bats. Absolutely destroys home runs against lefties. This is exactly what the Cardinals want. And this is power versus power. Carlton's not going anywhere. He's not going to back down to this guy. Steve Carlton, Bill Sadakis, heavyweight brawl here and now for the long ball. Probably a homer or a strikeout, I'm going to guess. And here is the pitch. 2-8, he misses the homer, he gets the strikeout. 2-7's the homer, 2-8's the strikeout. And one more guy, Ted Simmons, the last chance for the Cardinals, or their season is all for naught. They'll miss the playoffs. Simmons homered in the 4th. It comes down to him. Had a brilliant season, a .303 hitter. Big moment here for Ted Simmons, trying to keep the Cardinals alive. Here's the pitch. 2-6, he keeps the Cardinals alive. It's double 1-19. It's a 2-base hit for Ted Simmons. He's in scoring position. He's not the greatest base runner. They don't have a backup catcher. Well, actually, Sadakis is a backup catcher. Do you pinch run for this guy, just in case there's a single? So it's automatic? I mean, you have you have Bate McBride on the bench. Dwayne Anderson. All right, McBride will run. Big McBride will be the pinch runner at second base, just in case there's a single chance, by Reggie Smith. So it's come down to newest off-season acquisition, Reggie Smith. He's having a day today. He's 3 for 4, 3 singles and scored twice. Let's take a look at Reggie Smith's card. He hit .303 also with 21 homers for the Red Sox in '73, and the Cardinals picked up that card. First base is open, but Carlton says to forget it. I know what I'm going to do. So here we are. Steve Carlton, Reggie Smith, the tie run at second base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch to Reggie Smith. 57 off of lefty is a strikeout. And another dagger as the Cardinals again have stranded a tie run. They have stranded runners in every inning except the first 2. 2 runners in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and 1 in the 9th. Steve Carlton beats the Cardinals, knocks them out, ends their season. That is a tough finish for the Cardinals. Hate to see that. They have been playing, if you've been following this year, the Cardinals, they've been playing fantastic baseball. They ran into a little bit of a flat tire against the Cubs, falling out of first place. They beat the Mets, and then we can look at their path after this, but my goodness, 5-4 Philadelphia wins this thing. And the Pirates suddenly are division winners and a 3 seed in the National League. That is not what the National League wanted. Chuck Taylor, 3 innings of relief, 3 hits, and 2 strikeouts. Spinks, very good in relief as well. A hit and 2 strikeouts. 2 hits, a run, walk, and a K. A hit, a walk, and a K there. And another hit, a walk, and 2 Ks. The loss is Chris Short. They couldn't overcome his start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits in 1 inning and 4 batters. Charged for 4 runs. They all scored. Former Philly. Former Philly puts the Phillies in the playoffs. Former Cardinal eliminates them, is the story here. Ouch. That's a big ouch right there. Lefty's final numbers, they are not pretty at all. This is a heavyweight fight. He's literally, it's the Thriller in Manila. He's literally sitting on the stool like Muhammad Ali. It's like Joe Frazier did not come out for the 15th round, and Ali probably wouldn't have either. And then that's what Carlton, he is being mobbed by teammates as they're going to the playoffs. After being in last place a year ago, Carlton can hardly, he threw about 142 pitches today. There we go. 9 innings, 12 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. In the victory. 1-009, 0-109. Chris Short takes the loss. 5-15, 4-12. 4-8, 3-7, 3-7, 4-8. Break up the Phillies down 0-1 in this series. Rip off the last 2 wins. I mean, this team's playing with house money. They're not supposed to be there. They're good. I mean, they got a lot better in this offseason. They made some nice pickups, particularly Gary Maddox and adding Gary Maddox and Mike Schmidt. Still having Darren Johnson with his 34 homers at first base. Lozinski's hitting 300. It's a very good offense. Very sneaky offense, how good they are. Boa has been gobbling up everything at shortstop for him. And to get a playoff appearance before they're any good is, you know, quite a feat. So the Cardinals end up finishing this year 23-21 after all of their overcoming obstacles early on. What a season it was. A 280 batting average, a 3.70 ERA. Those are fine. Auerbach was a great closer. Gibson, Sonny Siebert really faded after the All-Star break, though. He was good in the first half, went to the All-Star game, and then he didn't win another game. Gibson 8-4. 11 homers for Torrey, 10 for Smith, and 10 for Simmons and Smith. Sadakis had 6. Torrey's final batting average, it wasn't a good year for batting average. It was 54 for 182. It's a 297 average, but just not good enough. 11 homers and 40 RBI. Let's look at the big picture here. There it is. Oh, we have to do a resort of this division here now. For the first time, the Cardinals were in the top 6 seeds for most of the season. And on the last day, they get knocked out. That is so disappointing. We've seen the Expos in the American League started off 16-3 and could not finish the deal. And we got to take that away from the Cardinals. So, and we also have to flip this, that the Pirates, they are tied. They down by percentage points, but they have the head-to-head tiebreaker here, so they're actually the 3-seed division winner. And the Cubs are 20-17. They're the number 6 seed because they're a half game behind the Phillies, who won 4 over 500. Here's the Phillies, 4 over 500. They'll be the number 5 seed. So your playoffs, the Braves are still number 1. Giants get the number 2 seed, 6 over 500. And the Pirates, this is not what the National League wanted. They won 3 straight, a modest 23-20 record, but they can throw the record in the trash now. This is what matters most. They're a division winner. The bad Portland team, a game under, wins a division. Cubs sat around. They're going to play the Pirates. So they have a chance to beat the team that beat them. The Cubs would have preferred the Cardinals because they beat the Cardinals in 2 separate series. And the Cardinals just didn't make the cut. The Phillies now suddenly have a series against this Portland expansion team in the wild card round. And who knows what's going to happen there. Those are 2 very shaky squads, I would think, going into this process. Your Braves, Cubs, Pirates, Giants. I'm not really crazy about the Giants either. Really, I think the big series is this one. The Cubs, it's a best of 5. So in a short series, I think the Cubs can win on the road in Pittsburgh. The Cubs need to beat the Pirates here, or the National League's in trouble. So that is it. Tonight, break up the Philadelphia Phillies. They took 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals. They enter the playoffs for the first time in a while. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.